Hi everybody, Cormac Finlay here from Liberty Blue Estate Agents. I'm just popping on today on Live After 5 to talk to you about the local property tax deadline. About 1.4 million people in letters or emails should have received notification from the revenue that there is a deadline coming up for property tax. Now, this deadline is coming up on the 7th of November, so very soon. It's looming, and what it is you need to file a tax return to state the current value of your property. So if you have a property, then this is something that you will need to look at. What they want you to do is they want to value your property from the date of the 1st of November, which is coming up even sooner. The last property tax assessment was in 2013, back in the times of NAMA and the ghost estates and all that side of things. So at the time, property prices were typically low, and there was a few different restrictions put in place. Now those have all changed, and what's kind of new, well, if your property at the time was less than 8 years old, you could have got an exemption in 2013, whereas now that's not the case. All those properties fall outside of that category. There are three key steps in being able to value your property, and they're very simple. The first is to actually value the property. The second is to submit a return to revenue, and that is by the 7th of November. And finally, to arrange your payment. If you're currently paying for property tax, you can find that the payment will stay the same, basically, the payment method. So how do you go about valuing your property? Well, there's a few different ways. Us Irish folk love to know the value of property. The first is to check online, to check on the property portals and see what things are advertised at. What I would say to you is to make sure when doing so that you're comparing like for like. Just because your 3-bed in one estate in Waterford is a similar house to a 3-bed in a different estate in Waterford doesn't mean that they're valued the same. You need to assess whether they're semi-detached, detached, the condition of the property. All this comes into mind when you're valuing a property. Once you have a certain kind of bracket involved, and you may find that there's only one or two properties similar to your own currently available for sale on the market, what you'll find is that there could be a variance in price of 10, 15, 20, even 100,000. So you need to compare that to the property price register. If you search Google the property price register, you'll find it fairly easy. Now, the property price register for someone who isn't very au fait with it can be a little unusual. It's not as easy to search as Daft or anything like that. It is something where you'll need to know the address of the property, and you can put in various tags. So in this case, I will be searching for 2021 and maybe the address of your estate or something similar to see what is sold that is nearby you. Unfortunately, the property price register doesn't tell you exactly how many bedrooms or the size of the property. These are things you'd need to work out for yourself. You can also check with neighbours to see what price they reckon their property is worth, or you can contact your local estate agent if you'd like a professional valuation done. You need to make sure you're comparing like with like when valuing your property. There is no point in this. Needs to be something you can stand over, because the taxman could come back in the future and state that you have undervalued or overvalued, and you don't want to be giving away too much money or giving away too little money to the taxman, because it could cause problems for you in the future. Essentially, there are 19 different bands that you're taxed for your property that could fall into. The ones that would tend to apply most to Waterford because of the price ranges are the first 5 or 6. The first band is from 0 to 200,000, and it is a local property tax of €90. The second is 201,000 to 265,500, and it is €225 per annum. The next is 265,501 to 350,000, and it goes up to €315 per annum, and up and up and up depending on the price of your property. So you need to find out what band your property falls into, and you need to be able to advise if you're asked in future exactly how you came about with that valuation. You don't want to, as I said, overpay, or you don't want to underpay. So as I said, go on Daft, check for homes that are similar, check recent sales in the property price register, and print out the evidence. You could be asked by Revenue in future to come back and document why your property was at this price. You will not be able to sell your house unless you are paying the property tax. It also could stop you from getting things like tax certs and things like that. Look, if you're not kind of au fait with this, or you think that this is something that you wouldn't be able to do, then get in contact with Liberty Blue for a professional valuation. You can get in contact with them on 051 85 81 82, or else you can contact them via email on info@libertyblue.ie. I'm going to pop up a little link in the description of this for the information from Revenue, and hopefully the questions that I haven't answered, you'll find the answers to in there. Thank you very much.